2 years down the drain, my heartbreak and betrayal. Just thought I should add some dates to make everything more clear. My first post talked about 1 month before the breakup until the day before my ex confessed to her best friend that she slept with her cousin. Date: second anniversary 27 May. Breakup 3 July. People: me, my ex, Thea ex's best friend, Chris cheater boy, Maya ex's friend. 7th July. Early in the morning, I knew my ex had a night shift, so she would be done at 7 a.m. So I called her, as stupid as I am. And then we talked for 3 hours. We talked a lot about work, movies, what was actually going on in our lives, and she talked about her need for attention. She had told me about how she was bullied throughout her whole childhood and known as the skinny white bitch. And whenever someone gave her the right attention, then she would fall for them. I was also open about a lot of stuff about myself. And so then we said our final goodbyes. Throughout the day, me, Thea and Maya were talking and prepping Thea up for what to ask my ex. We were also prepping her on how to keep her composure. 8th July. Messages. This day, my ex finished her shift at 7 a.m., while I started my shift at 8 a.m., and early in the morning I messaged her, and then we messaged for about 40 minutes. The messages are in another language, so I will instead write them underneath. This is basically what the messages translate to me. You good? Ex: yes. You? Me: yes. Ex: good. Me: everything good at work and fine getting home? Ex: yes. Me: good. Ex: did you want to ask anything? Me: yeah. Ex: what is it? Me: someone I know told me more than the ones I've previously talked to me, and they say he is still selling. Did you know? Ex: no, he picks up for people, but he does not sell. Ex: he has mentioned it. Me: well, that's what I've heard. And that he took drugs this or last weekend. Ex: I see. Who did you talk to? BTW. Just wondering. Me: I can ask if I am allowed to say. You do not follow them on Facebook. Me: you can't tell him though. Me: I just. Not everyone is as honest as you might think. And be careful around this. Drugs are dangerous stuff. Me: if someone says they're just a little bit involved, then they are usually more. Ex: I understand. Me: what do you understand then? Ex: what you were just talking about. Me: then what are you going to do now? This is not very safe. Ex: I understand. I do not really have a plan. Me: I just want you to know these things. But yeah, you're still going to hang out with him, are you not? Ex: I'd probably. Haven't planned anything ahead. Me: well, you probably should. You got to know right from wrong. Ex: just going to take things as they come and stop stressing over everything. I can see the difference. Me: then how can you keep being around him? Is this the kind of person you want to surround yourself with? Not everyone is necessarily bad people, but they are still dangerous. Ex: I don't mean to be rude, but I want to make decisions like these on my own. I want to be the boss of my own like. Me: yeah, I know. Ex: I am tired of doing everything I'm told to do. I want to do what I want to do and not base all my decisions on how the people around me will react. Want to do things for myself. Me: I know. Just stop doing things you know you will regret. I still care. You gave me no time to prepare, so of course I do. But yeah, you know what you want and what you don't. I just hope you do what you want, if that is not what you have done this whole time. Ex: I just do not want to take everything as serious as I have done my whole life and stress over the perfect plan. I just want to calm down and lighten the pressure I put on myself this year. Me: I know, and that is good, but you still need to make good decisions. Like, do you want to surround yourself with dealers? But yeah, it is your choice. I just care too much, but if he is not honest with you, then you need someone who are. Ex: thank you for caring, but it feels as if you want me to do what you want. Like, I'm not going to hang out with bad people, but I want to be with people that makes me happy. Going to hang out with Thea today after I confess, and another friend tomorrow. Me: good. I do not want you to do what I want, but know the danger of what you are doing. We have never wanted to surround ourselves with people like this, and now I feel like I don't even know you. Have felt that for long now. Just make correct decisions where you care about yourself. Ex: I know, but I want to make decisions like that on my own and judge these things on my own. But I appreciate you telling me and caring. Me: yeah, I know you don't care, but I will probably stop with time. So I'm scared for you and that you will do anything to ruin yourself, because you have already yelled and bawled your eyes out about how much you regret sleeping with him. You've told me how you have had breakdowns and hurt yourself over this. If all of this is true, then why give in to the thoughts? Why become that person? Ex: I don't know, but as I said, I don't want to stress and plan everything ahead. That's what gives me anxiety. Me: I know, but maybe you should plan a bit ahead so that you can keep the relations you still have. Ex: like, there is a difference between wanting to be happy and to stop stressing, and to not think logically. Me: it is just difficult to see the person I care about ruin their life like you say you are doing. And Maya is probably going to think the same thing, and probably anyone else you talk to as well. You can't continue living a toxic lifestyle. Ex: ruining my life? I am legit standing here telling you how I want to live for myself and make my own decisions. Doing things that make me happy. What's so toxic about that? Me, what have you been doing for the last 2 weeks then? Had everything been on purpose? What has all this been for? I mean now ahead. That is the goal. And yeah, that was the messages. Then we talked for about 7 minutes on the phone. I was about to start my shift, so I told her to delete me on all social medias while I'm at work and to block my number so I don't call her again. And then after I was finished at work I noticed she had deleted me on everything. So yeah, that was it. Throughout my workday I was only thinking about her. The thought of her and him had been stuck on my mind ever since Wednesday of last week. 8th July car ride. When I was finished at work, I went and picked up Thea and Maya. Thea and my ex had already hung out for 3 or 4 hours and my ex had confessed to her. Therefore we were comparing the information we got. My ex waited with telling Thea who she cheated with, until Thea was ready to leave at the end. They were hanging out a lot, and my ex confessed early on that she had cheated, but Thea already knew all of this information from me. But even so, she acted as if all of this was new. My ex told Thea that this had been going on for 2 weeks and that she did not love the guy she cheated on me with. Thea told us how everything seemed just as usual and they were having a good time. Until the confession came. How my ex decided to confess this made both me and Maya gasp. So Thea told us that after about 3 hours, her and my ex ended up at a 7-Eleven. Then my ex said that the guy was on his way. Then Haas' cousin comes driving from around the corner and pulls up in front of them. Then Chris proceeds to jump out of his car and yell surprise. Then my ex and Chris start holding hands and smiling from ear to ear. Chris told Thea that he is deeply in love with my ex. While my ex then told Thea that if the two of them had kids in the future then they would be not just best friends, but related instead. My ex asked Thea if she wanted to drive around with them. Thea was completely shocked and told them she had to leave. Then my ex and Chris got in their car and drove on their way. After that, Thea picked up Maya and the three of us met up. That's how Thea told us that it went down. Then we went to grab some food before calling my ex's mom. About an hour after the three of us had met up we decided to park our car and call my ex's mom. And we told her about everything, keeping some things out so that my ex would have the chance to open up to her mom later on. We had a lot of talking points which were how we thought she had BPD or bipolar, getting therapy, cheating, weak mental health, suicide, self-harm, forced thoughts, why my ex keeps all of this from her family, forced thoughts, why we can't be here for her anymore, how she needs her family's support, about the guy and why we decided to talk to the mom. She was very accepting of hearing this, especially because I was there. Because I have a great relationship with her family. I would say they feel like a second family to me, or cousins and aunts. At the end of the conversation the mom was crying. We could tell she was trying to hide it. She told us she and my ex's big brother would drive right over and pick up my ex and bring her home. We were very happy over the conversation. Then the three of us again drove around for a few hours. 4 hours later the mom sends me a message saying everything has gone well. She told us that my ex had cut all contact with the guy, and they had threatened reporting him to the police for supposed drug use, picking up and selling. This part was kind of crazy, but let's move on ahead. The big brother had threatened Chris to beat him up if he took up contact again, and how she would be driven to and home from work after that. And I just sent back a message saying, I'm glad they have things under control on Rare side. And then things kind of turn on their head again. My ex also sent Thea a message apologizing for this whole situation, but Thea wrote that she needed some distance. After all of this, Chris starts messaging Thea. They are cousins after all, and he only knew about my involvement. And she started asking him a lot of stuff. And he confessed that he and my ex had been a thing for about a month, not 2 weeks like my ex had told all of us. Also, my ex had supposedly told Chris that she broke up with me so that she could be with him. And then he started sending pictures of him taking a bunch of hallucinogenics. Very depressed, saying that she was the love of his life. And that if he saw me around town he would beat my ass. Was a bit stressed back then, but it is just whatever now. After that, I drove Thea and Maya back to their car, and they drove on home. Then I drove on home,